Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we discussed the various theories relating to the leadership. We see in the previous class the trait theory of leadership, the quality within which a leader needs to prevail. Trait theory. Then the contingency theory of leadership. Another one, there is situational variables, that is leader-member relation or leader-follower relation is there, the task is there, and the power is there. These are the three things with regard to a contingency leadership theory by Friedler. Okay, Edward Friedler. Then, so trait theory and Friedler's contingency theory. Now, a new theory, path goal theory of leadership. We will see what is the path goal, the way towards achieving the task or way towards achieving the goal or the aim. That is the path goal theory. So we will see in detail what is that. So, path goal theory of leadership is developed by Robert House in 1971. This contingency theory, so this is also a contingency theory that states a leader's behavior is contingent to the satisfaction, motivation, and performance of his subordinates. So, in a leader or in the life of a leader, subordinate's role, leader in the sense superior, the subordinate's role is very important. So, the satisfaction receiving to the subordinates or getting the subordinates, that is one of the success points with regard to a leader's way. And also their motivation and the performance. Therefore, satisfaction, motivation, and performance of subordinates is very important for the good behavior of a leader. So, as per this theory, it states that. So, this is a contingency theory which states that a leader's behavior is contingent to the satisfaction, motivation, and performance of his subordinates. A leader's behavior is acceptable to the subordinates to the degree that they view it as an immediate source of satisfaction or as a means of future satisfaction. ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ ഭാവിയിലേക്ക് ഒരു സാറ്റിസ്ഫൈഡ് ആകുന്നു അല്ലെങ്കിലോ ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ് സോഴ്സ് ഓഫ് സാറ്റിസ്ഫാക്ഷൻ given to the subordinates, isn't it, or getting by the subordinates, then only a leader's behavior will be performed well. So a leader's behavior is motivation to a degree that it meets the needs of the subordinates based on their performance. The term path goal reflects the belief that effective leaders can clarify the paths, the way necessary for their subordinates to achieve their goals. So, who is achieving the goals? Subordinates is achieving the goals, and it should be, if the subordinates is achieving that, then the leader will be happy. Adanu uddeshikkunnathu. So, the term path goal reflects the belief, the feeling that effective leaders can clarify the paths that are necessary for their subordinates to achieve their goals. This theory is based on the premise that an employee's perception of expectancies between his effort and performance is greatly affected by a leader's behavior. So, how it is? This theory is based on the premise that an employee's perception of expectancies, how much he can expect, based on the subordinate's performance. So, expectancies between his effort and performance is greatly affected by a leader's behavior. The leaders help group members in attaining rewards by clarifying the path to goal, clarifying the way towards the goal, and removing the obstacles for such performance. അങ്ങനെ പെർഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നതിനുള്ള തടസ്സങ്ങളൊക്കെ നീക്കാനും ക്ലിയർ കട്ട് വേ ആക്കാനും ആര് ഇത് ചെലുത്തുന്നു? The leader should involve in that. So that is the path goal, the way towards achieving the goal. From the name itself, it is understood that the way towards achieving, and also in between any obstacles are there, it should be removed. Okay, they do so by providing the information, support, and other resources which are required by the employees to complete the task. അതിനു വേണ്ട എന്തെല്ലാമാണോ അതെല്ലാം തന്നെ ചെയ്യുന്നു. So that is the path goal theory. Then Robert House advocates servant leadership. As per this, leadership is not viewed as a position of power, while the leaders act as coaches and facilitators to the subordinates also. Helping hand to the subordinate. അതാണ് ഫെസിലിറ്റേറ്റർ ആസ് എ കോച്ച് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അവരെ പരിശീലിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പരിശീലകനാണ് എന്ത് ആസ് പെർ ദ റോബർട്ട് ഹൗസ് the leader itself. Therefore, leaders clarify the path so that subordinates know the exact way to go. Clear-cut way towards achieving the goal that is to be created by the leader and that is to be followed by the subordinates. Clear? So the subordinates know the exact way to go to achieve the goal. So that is the one point. Clarify the path so that subordinates can go the clear-cut way towards achieving the goal. Next is remove the obstacles that are blocking them. തടസ്സങ്ങൾ എന്തൊക്കെയുണ്ടോ അതെല്ലാം ഒഴിവാക്കാൻ നോക്കുന്നു. And also, in such a case, if the subordinates achieving the result, he or she get rewarded also. അതാണ് 3 പോയിന്റ് ഓർക്കേണ്ടത്. The leaders can clarify the path and thereby subordinates can go straight towards achieving the goal and removing the obstacles in between achieving the goals also that are blocking them. തടസ്സങ്ങൾ എന്ത് വരുന്നു അതിനെ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു റിമൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്നു and also give sufficient rewards. Then leadership styles. This theory identifies 4 leadership behavior. Each leadership style aims to maximize the worker's outcome by recognizing the impact of both environmental factors and worker characteristics in job performance. But this theory pragaram, path goal, the way towards achieving the goal, this theory pragaram, 4 തരം leadership ഉണ്ട്, style ഉണ്ട് എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ഒന്ന് directive style, രണ്ട് supportive style, supportive style, then participative style, and what is that? Achievement oriented style. Achievement oriented. So we will see one by one in detail. Directly style. The leader provides guidelines, goals, performance standards, and controls their behavior when the performance are not met. Performance meet cheyyunnilla behavior control cheyunu, and also leaders are giving guidelines to the subordinates regarding the goals need to achieve and also the performance standards. Standard is set, okay, and thereby controlling the behavior if the performance are not to be met. He makes judicious use of the rewards and disciplinary action. അതായത് പണി ചെയ്ത് അതിനനുസരിച്ച് ആ ഗോൾ അച്ചീവ് ചെയ്തെങ്കിൽ ഈസ് ഗിവിംഗ് ദ റിവാർഡ് ഓൾസോ. ഇഫ് നോട്ട് disciplinary action should be taken. അതാണ് direction is there. This style is appropriate when the follower has an ambiguous job. അതായത് ഒരു ക്ലിയർ ഇല്ല എങ്കിൽ the subordinates have an ambiguous job. അതായത് ഒരു ക്ലിയർ കട്ട് ഐഡിയ ഒരു പിക്ചർ ഇല്ല എങ്കിൽ he can guideline or give guidelines to the subordinates or followers. That is the first step, directive style. The second is supportive style. The leader is friendly towards the subordinates or the followers and displays personal concern for their needs, welfare, and well-being. Adana supporting the subordinates or the follower. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു മെന്റാലിറ്റി ഉള്ളവരായിരിക്കും. This style is appropriate when the followers lack confidence. ആത്മവിശ്വാസം നഷ്ടപ്പെടുകയാണ്, എനിക്കത് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയുമോ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു തോന്നൽ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നു സബോർഡിനേറ്റ്സിന്. അങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ that is a case with the supportive style, and the leader is very friendly towards the subordinates in achieving that thing and displays some personal concern for their needs, welfare, etc. So the leader is friendly towards subordinates and displays personal concern for their needs, welfare, and well-being. This style is appropriate when the followers lack confidence also. Next is participative style. Leader believes in group decision making and shares the information with the subordinates. Leader believes in group decision making. Decision making. തീരുമാനമെടുക്കുന്നതിന് എല്ലാവരും കൂടി ഇരുന്ന് തീരുമാനമെടുക്കുന്നതിനകത്ത് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് അതിനകത്ത് ഭയങ്കര വിശ്വാസമുള്ളതാണ്. പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റിംഗ് സ്റ്റൈൽ, ഇന്ററാക്ടിംഗ് വിത്ത് അതേഴ്സ്, സോ ദാറ്റ് അതേഴ്സ് ഇൻ ദ സെൻസ് സബോർഡിനേറ്റ്സ്, ആൻഡ് ഷെയർസ് ദ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ വിത്ത് ദ സബോർഡിനേറ്റ്സ്. He consults his subordinates on important decisions that are related to work, task goal, and the paths to resolve the goals. The way towards achieving the goals. അതിനെ പറ്റിയൊക്കെ സംസാരം നടക്കുന്നു. This style is appropriate when the follower is using improper procedures or in making poor decisions. അതായത് തെറ്റായ തീരുമാനങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അവരെ പറഞ്ഞ് തിരുത്താനായിട്ട് ആര് നോക്കുന്നു? Leader or the who is that superior. Okay, that is the participative style. And finally, achievement oriented. The leader sets challenging goals and encourages the subordinates to reach their highest level performance. The leader believes that subordinates are responsible enough to accomplish challenging goals. Leader ku thanne oru thonda enda subordinates madi ee oru sambhavam cheyidu thirkkan or achievement oriented aanu avare, because they are getting self confident. So adana okkandathu, responsible enough to accomplish the challenging goals. This style is appropriate when the followers suffer from a lack of job challenge. From your case, this one achievement oriented, this style appropriate when the followers suffer from a lack of job knowledge. അതായത് എന്താണ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനെ പറ്റി ആ ഒരു വെല്ലുവിളി അത് അവർക്കില്ല, പക്ഷെ അച്ചീവ്മെന്റ് ഓറിയന്റഡ് ആണ് അവർ. ഓക്കെ, ഇൻ സച്ച് എ കേസ് set some challenging goals towards the subordinates and encourages the subordinate, അവരെ പ്രോത്സാഹിപ്പിക്കുന്നു in order to achieve that thing, the highest level performance. So these are the different styles with regard to the leadership under the path goal theory, where directive style, giving directions, supportive means supporting the subordinates, very friendly towards the subordinates, participating in decision making means അവരുടെ തോട്ട്സ്, ബിലീഫ്സ്, പിന്നെ അവരുടെ ഐഡിയാസ് അതൊക്കെ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നു, നല്ലത് എടുക്കുന്നു, ഇല്ലാത്തത് തള്ളുന്നു, അവരെ പറഞ്ഞു തിരുത്തുന്നു. അതാണ് participatory style. And achievement oriented style. Fourth one is achievement oriented, where they set challenging goals and encourages the subordinates to achieve at the highest peak of performance. So these are the types of the styles with regard to path goal theory where leadership exists. So in continuation with that, the contingent factors are there. In path goal theory, a leader's effectiveness depends on several employee and environmental factors. This theory proposes two classes of contingency variables. They are environmental factors and situational factors or follower characteristics. The environmental factors. Environmental factors determine the type of leader behavior required if the follower outcome are to be maximized. Then the task structure and the system of interaction and the behavior of the members in a group are the major environmental factors. So what is the work structure? The system of interaction with the workers, and also the behavior of members in the group, that are the major constraint with regard to the environmental factors. In the case of the employees performing simple and routine tasks, a supportive style is much effective than a directive one. അതായത് പല തരത്തിലുള്ളതാണ് ആൾക്കാരായിരിക്കും, മെമ്പേഴ്സ് ആയിരിക്കും ഗ്രൂപ്പിലുള്ളത്. So employees performing simple and routine tasks, daily, day-to-day working, simple ആയിട്ടുള്ള വർക്ക് ആണെങ്കിൽ there should require a supportive style rather than a directive style. Directive ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് എന്താ? Directing, commanding, അല്ലേ? ആ ഒരു ഇത് കൊടുക്കുന്നു, ഡയറക്ഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നു. എന്നാൽ സപ്പോർട്ടീവ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ they are more friendly towards the followers. So such a case, the participative directive style rather than which one? Supportive style rather than directive style. While similarly, the participative style works much better for non-routine tasks than routine ones. Day-to-day ഇതിനുള്ളതിനെക്കാട്ടും the participative style ആണ് non-routine taskന് കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. When the team unity is low, a supportive leadership style must be used, whereas in a situation where performance-oriented team value exists, a directive style or an achievement-oriented style works better. അപ്പം അതാണ് പറഞ്ഞത്, environment, based on the environment exists, അത് ഡേ ടു ഡേ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ routine things ആണെങ്കിൽ supportive style ആണ് better rather than directive style. While non-routine things ആണെങ്കിൽ which one participative or a directive style is better. So this is the case with the environmental factors. While follower characteristics is there. See, personal characteristics of subordinates determine the style of leadership. അതായത് subordinates personal characteristics, personal character ഓരോ subordinate that determines the style of leadership. Follower characteristics include factors such as employees' need, experience, perceived ability, and satisfaction. If the followers are incapable, a supportive style of leadership is needed instead of a directive style, because supporting the subordinates by the superior or the leader. അതാണ് followers, അതായത് subordinates incapable ആണെങ്കിൽ, they are not capable to achieve the goals or not capable towards the pathway of the goal, isn't it? Path of the goal or way towards achieving the goal, they are incapable. In such a case, which style is enough required? Supportive style, where they are friendly with the subordinates. Then only the leader can help the subordinates and give a supporting hand to achieve the goal. So that is the second point, follower characteristics. Then comes situational theory. So that is the path goal theory we finished, trait theory we finished, contingency theory also finished. Now situational theory. What is the situational leadership theory? It is also a contingency theory that focuses on the followers and the situation in which the leadership is exercised. Based on the situation, how a leader or a follower behaves in achieving the goals, isn't it? So that is the case with the situational theory, SLT. That is the situational leadership theory. This theory was developed by Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard. They first published the theory in 1972. This theory states that the effectiveness of a particular style of leadership is dependent on the situation in which it is being exercised. What situation it prevails in, that based on the situation only it gets performed. That is the thing with regard to Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard. This theory states that effectiveness of a particular style of leadership is dependent on the situation in which it is being exercised. As per this theory, leaders have to formulate a leadership style on the basis of the needs and capabilities of their followers. അവരുടെ the needs and the capabilities of the followers. അതിനനുസരിച്ചായിരിക്കും based on that particular situation, the leader can follow. That is the another contingency theory, situational leadership theory. Major assumptions of this theory is that there is no single best style of leadership. Different situations require different styles. Leadership depends upon each individual situation, as tasks are different and each type of task requires different leadership style. പല വർക്കുകളായിരിക്കും, അപ്പൊ അതിനനുസരിച്ച് വേണം അവര് അതിനോട് ഇൻസേർട്ട് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ടുള്ളത്. Okay, leaders have to choose the best course of action based upon situational variables. So situation is one of the important aspects with regard to what the leadership style. ആ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക പരിസ്ഥിതി സർക്കംസ്റ്റാൻസസ്, ആ സർക്കംസ്റ്റാൻസിൽ എങ്ങനെ ആ ലീഡർ ഫോളോ ചെയ്തു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ലീഡർ എങ്ങനെ പെർഫോം ചെയ്തു, ആ എന്തിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട്, സബോർഡിനേറ്റ്സിന്റെ പെർഫോമൻസിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും ലീഡർ പെർഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ലീഡേഴ്സ് ഹാവ് ടു ചൂസ് the best course of action based upon situational variables. Effective in leadership is one that has the ability to adapt or adjust to the circumstances of the situation. അതാണ് ആ ഒരു സിറ്റുവേഷനുമായിട്ട് എങ്ങനെ ഇഴകുന്നു, അതായത് അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ആകുന്നു. ആ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ആയാൽ മാത്രമേ അവിടെ ഒരു സക്സസ് ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. അതാണ് as per this Ken Blanchard and Paul Hersey propounded the situational leadership theory. Based on each and every situation, the leader must follow as well as, or the subordinates must do their or perform the duties as it is. Then, situational leadership model. This theory encourages the leaders to adapt their leadership style based on the difficulty of the task and the ability of the team members. It focuses on the level of development of the followers and the leadership style. At first, leaders must first identify their most important tasks, or the leaders must or the priorities also. Secondly, leaders must consider the development level of their followers by analyzing the group's competence and commitment also. Depending on the level of these variables, leaders must apply the most appropriate leadership style for the given situation. So, firstly, leaders must firstly identify their most important task on priority basis. Priority എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് മുൻഗണനാക്രമത്തിൽ അവരുടെ വർക്കുകൾ ലീഡേഴ്സ് need to identify first. Secondly, they must consider development level of their followers. Capable, how much capable the followers are by analyzing their group competence and commitment towards work, commitment towards achieving the goal. അതാണ് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് രണ്ടാമത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ leaders must consider what all things? The development level of their followers by analyzing the group's competence and commitment. Depending on these levels, leader must apply the most appropriate strategy for based on the situation. So that is the situational leadership model. Based on the situation, how a leader performs. On what basis? On the basis of the subordinates, how he performed, how much he is capable, competent, then only the leader can perform well. So this is the situational leadership model. So we see today the path goal theory and the situational leadership theory. So four theories are there. Trait theory is there. Then contingency theory is there. Path goal theory is there. And situational leadership theory is there. So with that, I'm going to conclude this session. So please have a look at today's topics. Please clear your doubts as and when. Please see the video after uploading and confirm it. Thank you for that.